Hi everyone. Today's activities are going to be either football based or they can be adapted for hockey if you've got the equipment at home. To start off, we are going to look at some dribbling activities to just get ourselves warmed up, get used to the ball at our feet and moving the ball with different parts of our feet and using our left and right foot. So to start off, you need to place some mini gates around your area. So I've used cones, but at home you could use t-shirts or any objects which are the same colour. It's quite important that you have different coloured gates because you're going to need to do a colour sequence shortly. So, if you are using a hockey stick and hockey ball, just remember how to hold the stick. Your strongest hand is going to be halfway down and your weaker hand is going to be near the top. You should be able to point your thumbs down to the ground if you're holding the hockey stick correctly and not have your thumbs pointing upwards like this. You need to bend your knees slightly and keep your head just over the ball. And when using both balls, you need to also make sure that the balls are staying nice and close to your body as you move them. I'm going to be showing the activities using a football, but each activity, as I said, can be used using a hockey stick and hockey ball. If you want to try both, or if you'd rather just do the hockey activities, that's fine. So, using a football, as I said, we're going to be using different parts of our feet and keeping the ball nice and close to us. Our first activity is called Through the Gates. So, setting up as many gates as you possibly can in your area. You're going to either time yourself, give yourself a certain amount of time, depending on your ability. You can do 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and you're going to see how many gates you can dribble through in that given time. The option that you've got, if you haven't got a timer, just dribble through every gate that you've got once or twice or even 3 times if you want to, and maybe if you have got a timer then to see how long it takes you to dribble through every gate twice, for example. So, using different parts of our feet, just little touches, come through the gates, keep changing direction, keep looking forwards, keep your head up so you know where you're going to go to next, and use different parts of your feet to move the ball through each gate. As you notice, I use my left foot and my right foot. I use the outside, inside and the sole of my foot to bring the ball through the gates. I want you to stop this video, give it a go, time yourself or get a score, give yourself a little break and then time yourself again and try and beat your previous score. One massive tip that will help you is having your head looking up and forward and around so you know where you're going to be going to next, so you don't have to stop the ball and then look. So pause the video and try and give this a go. Part 2 of your dribbling warm-up is a colour sequence. So using your gates again, what you're going to be doing is giving yourself a colour sequence. So my colour sequence is going to go blue, yellow, green, red. I'm going to keep repeating that sequence for a given time. So say for example 1 minute. So again, really important that you look at as you dribble so you know where you're going to be going to next. Okay, you're going to keep repeating your colour sequence. So blue, yellow, green, red. Then repeat it again. Blue, yellow, green, red. You keep repeating that sequence as many times as you can in your given time frame. Try and make sure you get around all of your gates and all of your colours. Pause the video and give this one a go. Part 3 of our dribbling warm-up is the figure of 8 challenge. So, using our coloured gates still, okay, what you're going to be doing is going through the gates but using a figure of 8 style. So, I'm going to show you on this green one here. As you approach it, you want to approach the gate from a bit of an angle, go through, around the cone, and then back through the gate again. Okay, I'll show you on this, on the yellow one over here. Through the gate, around, and then back through. Really important that you use small touches, using the inside and outside of your foot to move the ball around, and you can also use the sole of your foot as well to drag it through. Small little touches are key. As you get better, you can speed these activities up and get faster and faster. We'll start off fairly slow, make sure you get the technique right, and then you can start speeding yourself up and challenging yourself. Time yourself, get a score, and then time yourself again, and hopefully you'll beat your score. So try all these 3 activities and give it your best go. In the next part of our ball control activities, we are going to look at a game called Diamond Dribbling. So again, you can use a hockey stick and a hockey ball if you'd rather, or you can do it with a football, or both. So, there's 2 ways you can play this game. If you've got a partner, parent, or someone at home that you could use, then you can use them to shout out different colours. So if you haven't got a partner and they shout out the colour blue, for example, for me, I'll dribble up to the colour blue and back round and back to the middle. If they shout out red, I'll dribble up to the red cone, around it, and then back to the middle. You can, once they've shouted out one colour, they can then shout out 2 colours in a row, 3 colours in a row, and so on. And you have to always come back to the middle before going off to your next colour. If you haven't got a partner, what you can do is think of a 4-colour sequence in your head or say it out loud. So for example, mine is going to be blue, yellow, red, and then green. So start off with no timer, and I could introduce a timer as well then to make it harder for myself. We're trying to beat my time each time I have a go. So I said my colours are blue, yellow, red, green. I haven't got a partner, so I'm going to go blue and back to middle, and then yellow, back to the middle, red, back to the middle, and then green, and back to the middle. As you've noticed, I am using different parts of my feet to move the ball across. So for example, when I was going to the red, I'll try and knock it to there in 1 or 2 touches, nice tight turn around, and then back to the middle in 1 or 2 touches. Every time you're dribbling, the ball shouldn't be more than 1 step away from your body. If it's more than 1 step away, if you're playing a football match for example, if it's more than 1 step away, another player could take the ball off you. So always try and aim to have that ball a maximum of 1 step away each time. As I said, to make this harder, you can make your diamond a little bit bigger. You could set yourself a timer to have several goes and keep trying to beat your time each time you have a go. If you've got a partner as well, they can time you and they can give you more and more colour sequences to do it to keep challenging yourself. So give it a go, pause this video, and we'll move on to the next step. So we should be nicely warmed up with dribbling and using the ball at our feet and using little touches to move the ball and manipulate the ball around. We're now going to be looking at a passing activity. So for this, you need either a wall or a hard flat surface that you're able to pass the ball against. You also then need 2 markers on the floor, which you'll start off fairly wide because we're going to be making them shorter as we go along. So I'm going to quickly go through the technique of passing. So with the ball on the floor, you want your non-striking leg to place just next to the ball, about a foot length away from the ball. As you step forward, you're going to turn your striking foot sideways and use the inside of your foot to pass the ball, following through in the direction that you want the ball to go in. If you're struggling to get enough power on the ball, what I want you to do is make sure you've got all your momentum going forward, all in one smooth movement. If you start off like this and just use your leg to pass the ball, you won't be able to get that much power. So try and do it all in one smooth movement, step forward, side to foot, pass it out. Try and always make sure that the ball goes between your gates. If you want to try and make this harder as well, you can do 1-touch passings. Okay, so have a little go at just passing the ball, receiving it, stopping the ball, either with the bottom of your foot or stop it with the inside of your foot. Okay, and then as you get better, you can do it 1 touch, pass, 1 touch at a time, so you're not stopping it. But always start off stopping it, and then as you get better, you can do 1-touch passing. As I said as well, we're now going to make it smaller, so after you make 5 successful passes, you're going to bring your gates in a bit smaller, and you're going to have another go at passing through the gates. Now, a little tip, as well as just following through in the direction that you want the ball to go in, your non-striking foot is pointing at where you want the ball to go as well, just to help you guide that ball in. Always look forward as well of where you want the ball to go, and make sure you get a nice connection on the ball as well. So that's how to do it with football. If you'd like to do it with a hockey ball, similar activity, start off wider. Strongest hand at the bottom, weak hand slightly on top, and there's two ways we can strike a hockey ball. First one I'm going to show you is a push pass. So your one foot, your front foot, is going to be pointing at target. The ball is going to start near your back foot, and you're going to drag the ball to your front foot and push it in. I'll show you that one more time. Ball starting near your back foot, your front foot pointing forward, and your body weight is going to travel from your back foot onto your front foot as the ball glides across. Another way is a slap pass. Okay, so to do this, you want the ball nearer the middle of your 2 feet, and again, you can use it. You're more likely to use this pass when you're doing it one touch. So, all about getting your feet ready to move nice and quickly. Try and judge the power of your shot, so when you're receiving it, it's coming back at you at a speed that you can control the ball. Give these ones a go. Up to you if you want to use football or the hockey techniques, or you can give a go at both. As I said, make the goal smaller, move yourself further and further away to challenge yourself more. Obviously, you want to make it easier, have a wider goal, and start off closer. Don't forget to stop the ball as well to control it at first, and then as you get better, you can try it one touch. This final activity, we are going to combine the activities that we've done already. So, using our wall or our hard surface that we're going to pass the ball through, and we need to set up 3 coloured objects that we are going to be able to dribble the ball around. If you've got a partner, you can also use those to shout different colours at you. So for example, my partner would either shout green, blue or yellow. If you haven't, again, in your head, you can do this yourself. So for example, I would go green, then my next one would be blue, then my next one would be yellow. So, start off in the middle, you're going to pass the ball to your wall or your hard surface. As it's coming back, you're going to run to your first colour. So you receive the ball, go to your first colour, back to the middle, pass it. Okay, this is going to be step 1. So, for example, in, receive it, round your first colour, back to the middle, stop the ball, pass it to your second colour, blue, back to the middle, receive it, to your last one, and back to the middle, and so on. Okay, you can keep repeating this one. After you get better, after a few bit of practice, what you can do, as you're receiving your ball, okay, your first touch then should be a nice crisp touch to move to whatever direction you want the ball to go in. So if I need to move to my right, I'm right-footed, I might use the outside of my right foot to knock the ball that way, or the inside of my left foot to knock the ball that way. So for example, I'll then receive it to the outside of my foot, and back to the middle. Okay? But I move my ball to my left, outside, okay, I might use the inside of my foot to do it that way. And if I need to go backwards, okay, I need to open my body up and turn that way. Okay, so receive it, little touch, take the speed off it, dribble around, and back to the middle. Okay, so get a little bit creative with when you're turning either to your left or to your right, or if you need to turn backwards. Nice sharp, tight turns, keep the ball nice and close to you as you turn. So that is step 1. Go and give it a go. Don't forget, you obviously need to make a colour sequence. either from a partner that is helping you, or you can make your colour sequence up in your head. Repeat it as many times as you want, as you feel as you get better, and then we'll move on to step 2. So pause this video, give it a go, see how you get on. Highlight activity is our last progression. What I need you to do now, okay, is make sure that all 3 of your colours are now in a row. We're going to be passing from those angles and that distance. Again, obviously, to make this activity harder, you can make your gate smaller, okay, you can make your wall area smaller, or you can move your colours further back. So, to do this one, I'll go through it nice and slowly to start off with. Passing, and then your colour sequence, I'm going to go to blue first, okay, up to my colour blue, and round, but I'm going to pass it from this colour. I'm then going to receive the ball back in the middle. So pass it in, receive it back to the middle, okay? And then I'm going to go to my next colour, so we're going to say green. I'm going to turn to where green is, pass it from green, receive it back in the middle, then to my last colour, around, pass it in, back to the middle. Once you've done all 3, you can make your goal smaller, you can move your cones or your markers further away to make it harder. See how small you can make your goal, or then how far back you can take your cones depending on your space that you've got. Always to make these activities harder, try it with your stronger foot and then move on to passing with your weaker foot. Really important that you don't just use your weaker foot for standing on, that you also get used to using the technique with it as well. Even though it might feel uncomfortable at the start, you'll get better and better the more you practice. Okay, so following through, start off nice and easy with your weaker foot, and then you can move on to these activities then, where you combine in a few skills at once. So pause this video, give it a go, challenge yourself by making it harder, or if you need to make it easier, obviously, get closer, move your gate wider, and so on.